Part 1. A strange catch. Leo, a young boy who loved exploring the rocky coast, was fishing with his grandfather. Suddenly, his line pulled tight with an enormous weight. He struggled to reel it in, but it wasn't a fish. It was a large, discarded fishing net, and something was tangled in it. Part 2. A glimmer of scales as he pulled the net onto the rocks. He saw a flash of iridescent scales and a flutter of a pale, frightened face. It was a young mermaid. Her tail was hopelessly entangled in the tough plastic filaments, and she was too weak to break free. Part 3. Fear in her eyes. Her name was Marina. She looked at Leo with wide, terrified eyes, gasping for air out of the water. She tried to speak, but only a soft, musical sob escaped her lips. Leo knew he had to act fast. Part 4. A promise made. Don't be scared, Leo whispered, his own hands trembling. I won't hurt you. I'm going to help you. He knew he couldn't free her alone on the rocks. He had to get her back into the water. Part 5. The heavy burden. The net was heavy and awkward. Leo wrapped his arms around the tangled bundle, straining with all his might. He half-dragged, half-carried Marina toward the hidden, deep tidal pool he knew, where she could breathe while he worked. Part 6. The race against time. The sun was beating down, drying Marina's scales. She was getting weaker. Leo scrambled over the slippery rocks, his heart pounding, determined to get her to the safety of the water. Part 7. The safe pool. He finally reached the tidal pool and gently lowered her in. The water revived her slightly, but the net was still a deadly trap, anchoring her to the bottom. She was still a prisoner. Part 8. The difficult task. Leo pulled out his small pocket knife. He began the painstaking task of cutting the tough plastic strands. The net was tangled tightly, and he had to be incredibly careful not to cut Marina's delicate tail or fins. Part 9. A helpful friend. His dog, Sandy, who had been following him, started barking loudly at the net, tugging on loose strands with his teeth. Together, boy and dog worked to free the mermaid. Part 10. The last strand. One by one, the strand snapped. Finally, only one last, thick cord held her tail. Leo sawed at it carefully until it gave way with a snap. Part 11. She is free. Marina was free. She surged through the water of the tidal pool with a powerful flick of her tail. Her face transformed with relief and joy. She dove deep and then leaped into the air, scattering droplets like diamonds in the sun. Part 12. A grateful goodbye. She swam back to the edge where Leo stood. She placed a cool, webbed hand on his and smiled, her eyes full of gratitude. She then reached up and gently placed a perfect, glowing pearl into his palm, a thank you gift from the sea. Part 13. A return to the deep. With one last look, Marina turned and swam towards the open ocean, disappearing into the deep blue waves. Leo stood on the rock, clutching the pearl, watching her go. Part 14. The secret to keep. He knew he could never tell anyone what had happened. Who would believe him? But he had the pearl and the memory, a wonderful secret between him, Sandy, and the sea. Part 15. It changed perspective. From that day on, Leo became a guardian of the ocean. He organized beach cleanups with his friends, telling them they were helping the sea creatures, never revealing the true story of a mermaid he had saved. Part 16. A guardian of the sea. Whenever he walked along the shore, he would look out at the waves and wonder. And sometimes he would see a flash of a silver tail in the distance or hear a faint, melodic laugh on the wind, a reminder that magic exists just below the surface. The end.